Hey everybody, this is Tim Derling and this is Tim's Vinyl Confessions. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support over the years. Been over 10 years doing the episodes. Going to keep going. Still enjoying it. When it stops being fun, I'll probably stop doing it, but that has yet to happen. Today's episode is one of my absolute favorite subjects, and it's going over an 8-track collection. Not only that, but a collection that is complete. I'm talking about Bad Company. So this is, classic 70s rock band. Of course, they would have been in the heart of the 8-track era. Sometimes they're considered the heart of classic rock bands. It doesn't get much more classic than that, right? Now, I'm not a huge Bad Company fan, but I do like them quite a bit. I mean, Paul Rodgers, one of the greatest vocalists of all time. So I'm here to talk about their complete discography on 8-track. I think this is it. This is everything that would have come out on 8-track. And this is a case where almost everything came out in retail. But at the end, there's a wild card thrown in. So back to the beginning, 1974. I really like this copy. The classic debut, major success story. First album released on Led Zeppelin's Swan Song record label. There you go, the classic logo there. And the back of it, this is a slipcase one, so the inside of it is a naked 8-track, no artwork, but fortunately I was able to find a copy with the slipcase. So if you see any of these floating around, the slipcases are probably long gone. I don't know, if somebody was really industrious, you could probably recreate these, but I was lucky enough to find one avec slipcase. Second one is the only Canadian Bad Company 8-track that I have, and I want to thank my friend Marco from the Contrarians for finding me this somewhere in Ontario and sending it to me. Straight Shooter, second Bad Company album from 1975. So yeah, the distinctive look. Canadian 8-tracks looked far different than US ones. Song titles are pretty faded. There you go. Oh yeah, look at that. There's the price tag on the back. That might not even be the one when Marco bought it. I don't know. If he's watching, maybe he can tell me. But yeah. Third Bad Company album. I like the silver that they use on here, and they even used it on the 8-track. That's the sign of a big band. Run with a Pack. So yeah, nice silver. The record, the vinyl, of course, is embossed. Some copies of it, but still looks pretty good here. This is a standard US Atlantic looking 8-track version, so this would have been a reissue. I've seen copies of the first two albums that look just like this. Actually, my next two are all from the same Atlantic series. This one has somebody's name written on it. Does that say Wilma? Wilma Steves? I don't know. Somebody owned this copy of Burnin' Sky. Now, the nice thing about one like this is that if you've got one that's damaged in some way or there's part of the cover missing, you don't even need a color printer to fix the cover for it. But so there you go. This says 1976 on it, but I don't think it came out until 1977. I consider it a 77 album. Going along, that one's a pretty common one out there to find, and so is this one, Desolation Angels. Get a little chewed up on the top here. I don't know, maybe a little glue would fix that, but anyway, no, not a big deal. Like the cover, like a lot of their covers, was done by Hypnosis. Really begs to have it on vinyl, but this was a kind of a comeback album for Bad Company. Had Rock and Roll Fantasy on it. So that's that. One that's a little harder to find, because by 1982, it was towards the end of the retail phase of record labels making 8-tracks. It was pretty much all vinyl and cassettes at this point. CDs were being manufactured in Europe. I don't think they became commercially available until 1983, or maybe late 1982. Maybe it's late 1982, but anyway, for most folks, when you were buying new music, it was either vinyl or cassettes. So I was glad to find a copy of this, even though I don't think it's a great album. Rough Diamonds, and of course this is a die-cut cover, so you want to get it on vinyl. Like those holes are open, and the inner sleeve pulls out. And by this time, all of the Warner, Elektra, and Atlantic artists had that sticker with the Warner W on it. They did that on the cassettes as well, and I think on the vinyl. They did it on all their media. And so, yeah, that was the last Bad Company album to feature the classic lineup. So here's where we move into what I call RCO territory, which is record club only territory. In 1985, Atlantic put out best of Bad Company called 10 from 6. Now that title has always bothered me because the idea is that it's 10 songs from 6 albums, and yet there's nothing from Burning Sky. So it's really 10 from 5, but became, the most readily available resource if you wanted a quick fix of Bad Company. And so by 1985, there were no retail 8-tracks being made, but I do have this copy manufactured by RCA Music Service. So it's really good shape. This is the hardest one to find, is this 8-track version, 10 from 6. And that's it. I mean, the next couple, 8-tracks were made by the record clubs through 88, so I suppose it's possible that you could find Fame and Fortune from 86 and even Dangerous Age from 88. I've yet to see any evidence of that. But if you're curious about this whole RCA phenomenon, I recommend my first book, Unspooled, An Adventure in 8-Tracks, still available through Amazon. This is where I chart the sort of murky waters of what albums were made on 8-tracks and which ones weren't. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're a Bad Company fan, what are your favorite albums? Now, I happen to really like the Brian Howe era. None of that exists on 8-track, but this, to my knowledge, is the complete Bad Company discography as it exists in 8-track tape form. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you later with more episodes, not just about 8-tracks on Tim's Vinyl Confessions. See you later.